RFK and the CDC have been in the news all this week, reminding a lot of pain warriors that he has authority over the CDC for the most part. The CDC's opioid prescription guidelines from 2016 and 2022 being repudiated are key for pain management reform, and RFK has the power to help us do it. Hi all, I'm Marlon with Chronic Pain Warriors United. Hope y'all are all having a great weekend and Sunday so far. Let's jump right into it. A quick memory refresher, though I assume a lot of us pain warriors don't really need it. In 2016, the CDC issued their opioid prescription guidelines that drove a wedge between us and our primary care doctors and made our doctors DEA collaborators, which is what I created this image to show. The DEA stormtroopers used them to justify their assault on our human right to pain relief. And they're taking control of the pain management system. Pain relief is a human right, my friends, that we, our ancestors, let's say, have cultivated, processed, and used products made from Papaver somniferum going back 7,000 plus years that we know of. I guarantee it goes much further back than that. Every new discovery that we bring to bear on history, it seems like pushes our timeline in prehistory further and further and further back. I have no doubt that we as humans have been using this stuff almost since the minute we could, basically. Our doctors point to them to justify unethical assaults on our person and our health care that can take the form of forced, non-consensual tapers that so many of us have been on the receiving end of. They can be deadly as well. Those types of policies are what drove my best friend and co-founder of Chronic Pain Warriors United into having to self-medicate on the black market. They then charged him with crimes for doing so, and he wound up taking his own life not long before we were scheduled to launch. It is so heartbreaking and so infuriating, and countless numbers of other pain warriors all over the country have had the same thing happen to them. My co-founder, Jonathan, dealt with this for years and years and years until he said no more. And that, Mr. Kennedy, Mr. Secretary, is what we have to stop. The cost of this is massive. Now, why is repudiating the guidelines so important? Because they are the legs that the DEA and states use to justify this assault. They are what the DEA points to justify their invasion into our healthcare and their taking over of the pain management system. That and addiction is a public health crisis. If you take away their ability to point to these things, and the CDC being a medical organization gives it even more, legitimacy in the eyes of the public, etc. If you cut those legs out from under them, that is the first huge step in pain management reform, because there are no other medical documents really that they could point to try and justify this. It is absolutely insane what they have been doing for the last 10 plus years. And as I already said, it has killed countless numbers of us while destroying the quality of life for untold numbers more. How many of you have had your quality of life destroyed because of policies like these, or had your medicines cut out from under you without your consent? It happens every single day, Mr. Secretary. And us pain warriors have dreams too. Dreams that are being stamped out by your CDC's actions. This is why this is so important, my friends. This stuff has to be repudiated for the non-medical, political, ideological garbage that it is. The Andrew Kolodny and Props of the world that helped write this thing have so much blood on their hands, along with the CDC and DEA itself. You've been at the CDC, or HHS, I should say, Mr. Secretary, which has authority over the CDC, since February, almost 7 months now. You have never once acknowledged this problem since then, nor in your entire political career. Why? Why are you working so hard to ignore 60 million plus of your compatriots suffering at the hand of a government that you serve? Why? Why are you so determined to ignore this problem? That, my friends, is what we have to force this man to answer. We have to demand acknowledgement, and we have to force the repudiation of these guidelines for the damaging non-medical nonsense that they are.